What's the story, Morning Glory? What is the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this really quick conversation about Bill Belichick. I hope y'all have been following the drama around Bill Belichick. So, Bill Belichick, he is 73 years old. He is currently the head football coach at the University of North Carolina. He is one of the greatest NFL coaches of all times. He is the superstar of coaches. He's won the most Super Bowl of any coach, 6 Super Bowls, all of them with the New England Patriots. He was the defensive coordinator of the New York Giants. Annual salary right now, I think Wikipedia said about $10 million a year right now as the head coach of UNC. Now, accolades upon accolades upon accolades. He has 3 grown children. He was in a very long-term relationship with, I forgot her name, but now he is currently dating a 24-year-old young lady by the name of Jordan Hudson. Now, he is 73. She is 24 years old. I remember hearing about this relationship last year in 2024, but they actually met about 5 years ago. So I don't know if they've been dating for the whole 5 years, but they initially met 5 years ago. And it was supposedly on a flight to Florida, I think is where they met, on a flight to Palm Beach. Palm Beach. So back in 2021. I'm not really clear on how long they've been dating though. So I first heard about this relationship last year and I was like, wow, this is interesting. 73. Well, last year he was at 72 and she was about 23. I was like, this is really, really interesting. Um, Now there's been a little bit of controversy surrounding this couple because Bill Belichick did an interview with CBS. Was it CBS? This CBS Morning. So he was doing an interview promoting his book on CBS this morning. And one of the questions that the reporter asked him was, when did he meet or how did he meet his girlfriend, Jordan Hudson? Now, Jordan Hudson was present at the interview, not sitting by his side as his companion, partner, or anything like that. She was hiding in the shadows. Okay, this girl was literally like crouching in the shadows in the background, and she was heavily monitoring this interview. So if the questions got too personal, she would shut it down. For example, when the interviewer asked Mr. Belichick, how did you, and no, where did y'all meet? Where did y'all meet? She quickly intervened from the shadows and said, we're not talking about this. So there's been speculation that possibly Jordan is like, I guess, controlling him, manipulating him. I don't know, but this really seems like, from my observation, it does look like that. From my observation, it does look like that. Like, he is this very accomplished, well-rounded, highly, highly, highly successful man, but he has allowed this very young woman to kind of take over his life in a way. Because who in the world would have let this man come on this interview to promote his book dressed the way he was? Now, I understand that the fashion right now for the young people, for the younger people, is to wear clothes with holes in them. The jeans, the shirts have these holes in them. And the holes are normally, you can tell that this is the fashion. The way that the holes are put into the clothes, you can tell this is the fashion, right? It's kind of like they're done in a professional way, kind of sort of, right? This man's shirt at this interview, Bill Belichick's shirt at this interview, looked like something that he had found in on the floor way in the back of his closet. Or I was like, who dressed this man? Why is he dressed this way? Why does this man have holes in his shirt? It didn't look like it was the style. It looked like just some old t-shirt that he found somewhere, like by a dumpster, and put it on and was like, okay, I'm on my way to my CBS This Morning interview to promote my book. Why was he looking like that? Was it this woman trying to make him look younger? Did he really put this? And I know it couldn't have been like he was in the middle of coaching and then they dragged him to this interview and that's why he was dressed kind of shabbily. No, he knew this interview was coming up. Okay, this was a planned interview. It wasn't impromptu. It wasn't like somebody stopping him on the football field, him coming from or going to the football field and sticking a microphone in his face, and he's really unprepared. This was a planned interview. Why is this man dressed? Why is this esteemed man dressed like this? Now, I don't follow football closely, but I grew up around football, as in my mom is a football addict. She loves watching football. So all my life I've watched Monday Night Football. Anytime there was a game on, my mom was glued to her TV and I was right there beside her watching football with her. So I know all the teams, I know all the cities that the teams represent. I know the very well-known names. Bill Belichick is one of those names that I'm familiar with. That's a name that I know. I've heard of this name before. So to see this man with all of his accomplishments sitting at this interview looking like, looking, I don't want to say anything too disrespectful because this man has done so much. I can't say anything too disrespectful. I just was like, I didn't understand. I didn't understand. I did not understand. And the way that she was controlling this interview and the way that she was in the background watching everything, the whole thing looked absolutely weird. It looked just so weird. It looked so uncomfortable. It just didn't look right at all. So their defense, Bill Belichick and Jordan Hudson, their defense is that CBS was given very clear directions on what topics that they could cover, and it had to remain on the book, with the book, and they could not go outside of that, and they could not ask personal questions. CBS, on the other hand, claims that there were no directions given, that there was no indication that they couldn't ask certain questions, that they thought that they were able to ask anything and whatever, because I think in the book he talks about this relationship. So when the interviewer asked, where did y'all meet? And the girlfriend shut it down and then he couldn't talk about it anymore. It was just really weird to me. This woman looks like she's controlled. Where are his children? And then, okay, 73-24, ridiculous. I'm sorry. It's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. I am of an age, okay? I am of an age. I would feel like I would have nothing in common with Bill Belichick. And I am nowhere near 48 years younger than him, like his girlfriend. I would feel like me and him have nothing in common. Like, what would we talk about? And she's 24 dating a 73-year-old man. And I'm just shocked and surprised that, and I understand, and y'all, I get it. He's a grown man. He can make his own decisions. She's a grown woman. She can make her own decisions. I understand that. Now, with these May December relationships, it seems like there's always some type of a power play, like with the whole Shannon Sharpe situation. Obviously, to me, in my personal opinion, Shannon Sharpe was the one that held the power and held the control. And the girl, yes, could have walked away at any time. She could have been like, okay, I don't feel comfortable anymore with this man, so I'm going to end it. But then there's a dependency. There's like a financial dependency there. He gets her used and accustomed to a certain lifestyle, and it's hard to walk away from that. And I'm not trying to say that like he had her tied up in his basement and she had no way of leaving, or that he threatened her, like if she left he would have done something to harm her. I'm not saying that at all, but there, obviously, I think that it was hard for her just to walk away from it all because of the financial dependency, and probably also because, I mean, according to her lawsuit, um you know, she probably, according to her lawsuit, if we're going to play devil's advocate, according to her lawsuit, she did fear this man and she did fear leaving him. Okay. Now, with Bill Belichick and Jordan Hudson, maybe he's afraid to leave her. Maybe he feels like I can't walk away from her because this woman scares the hell out of me because she's taken over my life. She's taking complete control of my life. Now, they're not married, they're only dating, but it seems like there's some type of some I feel like there's some type of a control. It is the complete reverse and opposite of the whole Shannon Sharpe thing with Gabrielle Zuniga. This is absolutely the complete opposite. This is where the younger person is in control of the older person. And I'm worried about Mr. Belichick. I need his kids to go check on him and make sure that everything is okay, which I highly, highly doubt. And I know that he's got people in his ear telling him, okay, you can have your little fun with Miss Hudson, but you bet not marry her. I bet there's a whole entire team making sure that they do not tie the knot, especially without any kind of prenup. These relationships are so weird. There's always some type of a power play, some type of a, where one is like controlling the other in some way, in some fashion. It is absolutely strange. So if they met 5 years ago, she was 20 and he was, I don't know, I can't do my math. How he was 88? No, sorry, not 88. He was like 68 years old and she was 20 when they first initially met. Where are his kids? And then they showed her, there was a clip going around where she was like on the football field, like he's coaching, doing his job, and she's on the football field, running back and forth, talking to him, whispering in his ear and whatnot. And people thought that that was kind of strange. Like, what is going on here? And I know that these older people feels like some type of like a boost of confidence, or it does something to their self-esteem when someone extremely young and attractive is showing some kind of interest in you. But like, don't you know any better that this is just a play to get your money? Like, don't y'all know any better that there's like, really truly imagine if she was younger. I mean, if you had no money, would she still have been interested? It just is so bizarre to me. And it's almost like they kind of like have an understanding, like, yes, I know why you're with me. I know why I'm with you. This is our agreement. This is our understanding. And this is what it is. But it doesn't stay just like that. It ends up being to where one is trying to manipulate the other and take advantage of the other person. Shannon Sharpe, it seems like he was trying to take advantage of this young girl. She was definitely taking advantage of him. She was definitely taking advantage of him financially, but he was also taking advantage of her and using his money to control her and manipulate her. And with Jordan Hudson, I have an idea of what she could be doing to kind of, to control this man. I have an idea of uh, behaviors or things that she does to keep this man under lock and key, to keep him from going anywhere else. It's probably, I'm not even going to speculate. Maybe he's been with younger women before. I was going to say it's probably something new to him, something exciting to him to have somebody this young interested in him. I don't know, but I feel like if you've accomplished as much as you've accomplished, and you've done all that you've done, like you've lived a really full, exciting, fulfilling life, like a girl like that shouldn't phase you. Like you should know the what's up right away and be like, no, honey, you're not about to drain my bank accounts and leave me penniless, at my old age. Run along, little girl, run along. You would think that they would have enough sense to say that, but no, they're all falling for the okie doke each and every time. And unfortunately, sometimes a younger person is the one that walks away with the bag. And the older person is just kind of left, bewildered. Like, how did I let 10 million go, Shannon Sharpe? Or how did I let $50 million go? I don't know, y'all. I think it's really strange. It's very weird. I don't understand. I don't get it. Um, I just don't understand. Let's just hope and pray that everything's on the up and up, and that she doesn't end up manipulating him out of his money. Um, that she's not mistreating him. But y'all, I feel like there's some type of not necessarily fear, but I feel like he probably walks on eggshells around her. That's what it looks like to me. I don't know. I could be wrong. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. On your way out, please don't forget to rate the video if you like this content, subscribe to my channel, and I'll definitely talk to you later. Bye.